From the station with the most local news, Fox 17 News at 4.
May is National Foster Care Month, and Fox 17 is teaming up with Samaritas to help raise awareness of the efforts here in Michigan. Coming up after the break, we are sitting down with Michelle to talk about refugees who are in need of some foster care help. Fox 17 is teaming up with Samaritas for National Foster Care Month, and today we're focusing on refugees in foster care. Joining me now to talk about this very important subject, I have Michelle Haskell with me. Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
A lot of people might not even think about this, but Michigan is a huge home for refugees that are in need of a home.
Yeah, Michigan is one of the largest refugee resettlement sites in the country, so it's a huge place for refugees, and it's very welcoming. So.
And Samaritas does a lot of work with that population.
Yep, Samaritas is the fourth largest refugee resettlement organization in the nation, and we're the largest in Michigan.
Mm-hmm. So talk about the need, because when you think about foster care and adoption, I mean, a lot of people might not even think about taking in a refugee child, but boy, if anybody needs a good home, these kids sure do.
Yeah, absolutely. So the youth in our program are refugees, just like any other. They've fled their home country, and somehow they've gotten separated from their families.
Yeah.
So they're vulnerable. They're in a refugee camp, which is not a great place to be in general. So our goal is to get them to a home, a family that can keep them safe and help them be loved and grow into productive adults.
So important, because there are so many currently waiting right now for a home.
Absolutely, yeah. So there's a huge refugee crisis right now. So over half of the refugees in the world are children. And so a good portion of those are unaccompanied minors. So we absolutely need homes. We can help as many kids as we have homes for.
Okay. Could there be a language barrier? How would I communicate, you know, any just other differences in the culture? I mean, what would you say if you're considering taking in a foster that's a refugee?
Yeah, so, you know, people are a little nervous by that language barrier, but it's, you know, we find that it's really not an issue. You know, most of our families don't speak another language, and with all the technology we have now, it's so easy to cross that. And then the youth, you know, when they're immersed in our culture, they pick it up pretty quickly. So it's really not a challenge as much as you think.
Yeah, I was going to say, for sure there's an app for that. There's an app for
everything.
So if somebody's interested, I mean, not just in fostering a refugee child or teenager, but just in general, becoming a foster parent, just talk about the process. It's probably not as intimidating as you might think.
Yeah, so the first step is just coming to an orientation with us, and we kind of talk about the rest of the process and some policies and things like that. And then you get an application, finish that, and then we kind of guide you through the rest of it. So getting background checks and checking out your home just to make sure it's safe and things like that. So it's a long process, but you know, we're there every step of the way.
And boy, the impact you can make on the youth, somebody placed inside your home, really priceless, I imagine.
Absolutely, yeah.
If people want more information, they're considering this, where could they go?
Always to our website, samaritas.org. That's all of our information on all of our programs is right there, easy to find.
Okay, thanks so much for stopping by and sharing this information.
Thank you.
Really appreciate your time, Michelle.